Hey everyone, it's Cece with One Green Pea. Today I want to take you on a plant tour of plants I'm currently killing. Episode 2. A few months ago, I took you on a tour of plants that I was, at that time, currently killing. I want to give you an update now, a few months in. Some of the plants have made it, some did not, and there are some new ones that I'm struggling with. Let's start downstairs. When I did my first episode of plants I'm currently killing, one of the plants I was most concerned about was my Monstera. I had fairly recently gotten it, and then I'd repotted it, and then later, one of the stalks broke off. It had rotted, and I was just devastated, worried that the whole plant was going to die, that it had root rot, and it was going to be terrible. But I'm happy to say that all is well. The plant is thriving. It seems to like the amount of light it's getting. It likes the moss pole, and yeah, so far so good. This is a new plant for the plants I'm currently killing, episode 2. It is a peace lily, and I propagated this from a larger plant, 8 months ago, 7-8 months ago, and it has literally done nothing but make these tiny leaves. And it's not dying, clearly it's alive, but I'm just tired of it. So I have a couple of options. The first option is to cut off these tall, strange leaves and just pot it up as a sweet little peace lily in a cute little pot and gift it. Or I might just compost it. Another one of the plants that I was struggling with a few months ago was my Calathea. In fact, at that time, I thought it was a Calathea zebrina, but someone on Instagram told me it's actually a Calathea Warscewiczii, which is cool, but it doesn't make it any easier to deal with. So to recap, I was struggling with my Calathea, typical Calathea problems. It was dry, and it was brown on the tips and wilty, just wasn't happy. I moved it into my bathroom, so it's getting a ton of humidity. I also discovered that it had a fungus problem, so some of the brown spots were actually copper fungus, so I treated it with a fungicide, and I think I'm going to give it another treatment because I'm starting to see some of those leaf spots happening again. Sometimes it's hard to tell whether a plant like this is suffering from lack of humidity, or if these spots are a fungus problem. So I'm going to treat it again. Another problem that this plant has had forever is fungus gnats. Nasty, lots of fungus gnats. So in fact, you can see there's white in the soil here because I recently sprinkled on more diatomaceous earth, which is supposed to take care of them, but they're still all over and gross. So I'm going to try beneficial nematodes. I've heard that can be effective, so stay tuned. I am not done with Calathea Warscewiczii. My next problem child was my Pepperomia Rosso. A few months ago, my main concern with this plant was that it was just not putting off any new growth. It had kind of stagnated, and it also had stopped putting off these inflorescence, these kind of spiky flowers. So at that time, it was downstairs and getting a lot less light. I moved it up here. He's sitting now in a west-facing window, and I've got a small humidifier on the floor down here, both of which I think have made him very happy. He's putting off a lot of new growth. There's a lot of baby leaves in there, and as you can see, loads of the spiky flowers, so I think he's happy. Okay, my last plant in this second episode of plants I'm currently killing And this is a success story. So, my avocado plant. I have said on numerous occasions that I am not a fan of avocado plants. I just don't think they're very attractive. Well, I went through a thing and I was propagating plants from virtually every avocado that we ate. And so I had loads of them. And so for this one, I did a little experiment. I put 3 seeds together in one pot because I wanted to braid the stems. I thought that would look kind of cool. And it did look cool, but as was happening with all of my avocado plants, they would grow really tall and every leaf would turn brown and fall off. It would keep making new leaves, but all the leaves would just turn brown and they were just like tall stalks with. So anyway, a few weeks ago, I moved this plant from a more prominent location and just tucked it back in the corner. And all of a sudden, I noticed that the leaves were not turning brown and falling off. And lots of new leaves were coming. Like every one of the stalks has all kinds of new leaves. And I was curious. Do you want to know what the rescue was? My humidifier. I got this amazing humidifier right about the same time, and Mr. Avocado all that time wanted humidity. Now let me tell you, this is a freaking amazing humidifier, and I will put a link in the show notes. It's by Mist Supply. It's so cool. It is wireless, so you can move it all around. The tank is giant, like it lasts 2 days. And there are all kinds of controls for the amount of humidity that you want. It's so great. And it literally saved this avocado plant's life. And all my other tropicals back here absolutely love it too. So, yay, a success. Thanks so much for watching my plant tour. Plants I'm currently killing, but most of them I'm not killing anymore. So that's a good thing. If you enjoyed this content, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, I would just be so honored if you would subscribe. Until next time, my plant friends, keep growing.